A plane breaks apart. Mid-air, passengers vanish into the clouds, and a 17-year-old girl is thrown into the sky, falling 10,000 feet into one of the most dangerous jungles on Earth, the Amazon. No parachute, no help, no chance of survival. But somehow, she lives. This is the story of Juliane Koepcke, the girl who fell from the sky and walked out of the jungle alive. It was December 24th, 1971, Christmas Eve. 17-year-old Juliane Koepcke boarded lanSA Flight 508 with her mother. They were flying over the vast, endless Amazon rainforest in Peru. Below them, miles of untouched wilderness. No roads, no cities, just trees stretching forever. At first, everything felt normal. Passengers relaxed. Some even smiled, thinking about Christmas. But high above the jungle, the weather began to change. Dark clouds swallowed the sky. The plane entered a violent thunderstorm. Turbulence hit hard. The aircraft shook uncontrollably. Passengers screamed. Luggage flew through the cabin. And then, a blinding flash of light, a bolt of lightning, struck the plane. In a matter of seconds, everything fell apart. The aircraft was torn open. Metal ripped like paper. The roar of the storm swallowed every sound. Seats were ripped from the floor. Passengers were thrown into the sky. No warning, no time to react. Juliane, still strapped to her seat, was suddenly no longer inside a plane. She was outside, falling, spinning through the air, thousands of feet above the ground. The wind screamed past her. The jungle rushed closer, and then darkened. Falling from that height should have meant instant death, but something impossible happened. The Amazon rainforest below became her only chance. The dense canopy of trees, layer upon layer of branches and leaves, acted like a natural net, each branch, each leaf, breaking her fall, piece by piece. When Juliane regained consciousness, she was lying on the forest floor, alive, dazed, in pain, barely able to understand what had just happened. Around her, there was nothing but jungle, no voices, no wreckage in sight, no sign of anyone else, just silence and the sound of insects. Juliane was injured. Her collarbone was broken, her body covered in cuts and bruises, one eye swollen shut. She had no food, no supplies, no map, and she was completely alone. But Juliane wasn't just any teenager. She was the daughter of scientists who had studied the rainforest for years. And in that moment, those lessons became her only hope. She remembered one rule: if you're lost in the jungle, follow water, because water leads to people. So she found a small stream and began to walk, one step at a time, through mud, through thick vegetation, through exhaust, time that never seemed to end. The Amazon is not just a forest. It's a living, breathing survival test. Mosquitoes covered her skin. Insects bit constantly. The air was thick, humid, suffocating. She slept on the ground, alone in the darkness. Every sound at night felt like danger. Snakes, predators, unknown creatures moving just out of sight. Days passed. Hunger grew stronger. Weakness set in. At one point, a wound on her arm became infected. Maggots began to grow inside it. With no tools, no medicine, Juliane did the unthinkable. She later found gasoline near a boat and poured it into the wound, forcing the maggots out. The pain was unbearable, but she survived it, because giving up was never an option. After 11 days in the jungle, 11 days of walking, starving, fighting to stay alive, Juliane could barely continue. Her body was shutting down. But then she saw something unbelievable. A small wooden hut near a river. For the first time, proof that she wasn't alone in the world. She reached it and collapsed nearby. No one was there. So she waited. Hours passed. Every second felt heavier than the last. Then Finally, voices. 3 fishermen returned. They froze when they saw her. A girl, covered in dirt and insect bites. Clothes torn, hair tangled, barely standing. She looked like a ghost. At first, they couldn't believe she was real. She tried to speak, her voice weak, almost gone. But she managed to tell them there had been a plane crash. The men didn't hesitate. They helped her, cleaned her wounds, gave her food, let her rest. One of them carefully treated her infected arm. The next day, they carried her by boat through the winding river back towards civilization. And finally, she was taken to a hospital. Doctors were stunned. A 10,000-foot fall. One days alone in the Amazon. And somehow, she survived. But survival came with heartbreak. Juliane later learned her mother did not survive the crash. Many others didn't either. She was the only known survivor. A miracle and a tragedy at the same time. But Juliane didn't let the jungle take everything from her. She chose to move forward. She studied biology, following in her parents' footsteps. And years later, she returned to the same rainforest that once nearly took her life, not as a victim, but as a scientist. A fall from 10,000 feet, 11 days alone in one of the harshest environments on Earth. No rescue plan, no safety net, no guarantee of survival, just instinct, courage, and the will to keep going. When everything says you shouldn't, Juliane Koepcke's story isn't just unbelievable. It's proof that the human spirit is stronger than we think. If this story amazed you, hit like and subscribe for more real survival stories that sound impossible, but are 100% true.